My arc length project for the AP Calc AB course. This is my path that I chose. I chose the track in my town as my walking path. And then to calculate the length, I just kind of evaluated that the shape included a rectangle with two curved sides and decided that I was going to calculate the length of one of the curved portions as it like using the arc length formula and then multiply that by 2 because it's symmetrical, as well as doing using the measuring tool to calculate the length of one of the straight side lengths and then multiplying that by 2 as well because it's also symmetrical. And then finally, I would just combine the total lengths of the straight and curved portions to get the total length of my path. So to calculate the arc length, I started by creating a rectangle around the curve to sort of create an x and y axes for this portion of the path. And then from there, I used a ruler tool to find coordinates along the path. I calculated that the length of the x-axis would be 260. So in order to get 12 coordinates, I knew that I had to make each segment about 21 feet, give or take. So then on the right, I have my x and y axes, or my x and y coordinates that I found using my ruler and used to make a scatter plot in my calculator. And then from there, once I had a scatter plot, I used a quadreg function in my calculator to derive an equation. I'd use this function because the arc is sort of similar to a parabola. And I ended up getting the values for A, B, and C. And then from there, once I had my equation, I simply used the arc length formula and set the limits from 0 to 260 because that was the total length across the x-axis that it covered, and found that the arc length was 297.6 feet. For the side lengths, I just used the ruler tool to measure one of the straight edges of the track, which was 371 feet, and then again multiplied that by 2 to get the total length of the straight portion. And then, as I mentioned before, I just multiplied the lengths that I had calculated or measured of the straight and curved portions. Each of those I multiplied by 2 in order to combine them and get a total length, which I got to be 1,337.3 feet. And I kind of just used the Apple Maps tool to measure the actual length, which is about 1,400 feet. So my estimate was pretty similar.